Hello, hello, Lorenzo here, Eeloo and Tylo, episode 19. First things first, let's hit this shiny blue button so that we can warp to the next morning and enjoy some sunshine. Hooray. I did a few things. I got the transfer window planning add-on, thanks Fifth Horseman for that tip. In short, you can see here a plot of delta V, bluer colors are less delta V, and transit time. That's the vertical axis, and time in the future when the window occurs. That's the horizontal axis. So I chose for Eeloo two windows. One is low delta V, that's this one here. It's about 3.5 kilometers per second, but it will take 5 years. And the next one is 30 days later, which will take approximately here. Will take about twice as much delta V, but we'll get there in 2 years. And what I'm thinking now tentatively is to use the low delta V option to put like a big robot thing, like some base components, something like that. Put that on a low slow trajectory, unmanned, and then use the high delta V and less slow trajectory to put some probes and scanners, some lightweight quick stuff. Anyway, that's the plan. It will be a while before implementation happens. What we did last episode, we put the Harvester 2 with some carbonite in its tanks. We put it down, and I designed a thing to start building a silo depot thing. And I played around with it a little bit, and I found that I kinda sorta need Kerbal attachment system to allow Kerbals to grab things like this, to attach fuel lines, to actually put the carbonite. Let's pretend that's not possible. We want to get it from the environment. So yeah, I built this, but I can't really utilize it yet. Nevertheless, I'm gonna put it in the construction queue. It's only 25,000 after all, and we can start by expanding our reach with cool stuff. Furthermore, whilst we were doing the Perilous Minimus mission, a science node unlocked. That's the engineering there, and I think all the other ones that we can see are currently in progress here. And let's fast forward to the heavy rocketry one, upon which we will design a quick ship to go to. Let's go to the moon. I just want to knock out these contracts and then just leave the moon and Minimus behind, because we've been there so often. We might build bases there, but I don't want to go visit every second. Anyway, let's get heavy rocketry. Boom. Finished that. It is a bit of a pain that it throttles back the warp, especially to finish the technology research, but it is what it is. And I can moan about going to the moon, but it's nice to play with the new parts and the new systems, and we need the science to unlock everything we have. Speaking of unlocks, let's upgrade this building. Well, let's actually just save some money while we can. Let's have a look. We got the heavy rocketry. Propulsion systems here. We don't really need it, but it is nice to have. Separatrons are really nice to have. But for now, yeah, if we want this, like the actual big engines, we need the better R&D building. Advanced construction, I think this was already being researched. Yes, it is. Aviation also already being researched, and basic science already being researched as well. Did this just complete in this second? How did that happen? That's a glitch, I'm sure. Yeah. We need to wait until that completes. So I'm going to build a lunar rocket to play with whilst we do that, and this will be a truncated mission. I won't show you every single thing. So 1, 2, 3. Here is the new rocket. And here it is, and it's not the big honker 3, it's the Buster. It's got all the science packages we have, and lots of rocketry. I wanted to go for a simulation, but when I asked to do that, it's too heavy. So I think the first thing we're gonna upgrade after all is our launch pad. So let's save this for now and go have at that. Another thing, I tried to put a fairing around the upper stage, but the small fairing wasn't large enough, so it's going to go up unfairinged. Facility upgrade requested. How long will that then take? 18 days. Well, I suppose we will warp to completion there, and that means that we get to request some extra sciences as well, which is well enough, I suppose. Go on. And after that upgrade, that leaves us with 350 grand, and I suppose there's really nothing much else we can do about then those Moon and Minmus contracts. And after I unlock some more science, I want to start building a base, a orbital base to, well, store resources, which we can then actually achieve, actually use using docking ports, even if the Kerbal Attachment System add-on hasn't been updated yet. So this airborne base will be on a little bit of hold, but we will have a sidebar where we try to drop the silo next to the harvester to start the thing. To start our industry park. Let's do that. This is really a stellar rocket, if I do say so myself. 4 more seconds. 1. Here we go. Now we are able to launch this. It's an unmanned silo drone. Cost $25,000. So for the price of a small family car, you can get one yourself. We are going to target it at the harvester. Full thrust. Lift off. And let's get back on the thrust. So we don't actually want to go high. We just want to go into the general direction of the harvester. Let's see, switching back to surface mode. We're pretty much hovering now. We're over the runway. Let's get the engine. We can come down now. We did bring some parachutes for a soft landing. Landing behind the harvester is less than ideal. Actually, landing straight on top of it is less than ideal also. But landing behind it isn't so great because the harvester can't really drive backwards. I hope we're not gonna land on top of it, literally. But I think we're gonna do fine. We're gonna do a fine landing. Fortunately, rocket exhaust wash isn't something that's actually simulated in the game yet. Cool, so here we have a fuel tank. As soon as something gets pipes or claws or teeth to get fuel, they can get it from this tank. We have carbonite storage tanks, which can obviously hold carbonite, and we have carry cans with carbonite in them. That feels cheaty. How do these have to? This is fake. This doesn't count. I don't even know what these are. This carbonite didn't come from us. We don't have that. I thought they were things that your Kerbals could carry on EVA to grab the carbonite and store it, but that didn't really work out like that. What we do have is a drill on the bottom here, a ventral drill assembly, which will now open and drill our very own carbonite from the ground. And as I mentioned before, we can't really transfer that stuff, so we're just going to go and get it. I mean, look at that, we're getting it. We're just going to go and get it and assemble all our carbonite stuff here for when we can use it somehow. Cool, so that's the sidebar with the silo. We now have fuel on the ground that our space planes or regular planes can theoretically use, and canisters where they can theoretically drop off their carbonite. None of this has actually happened, but it sounds good. Alright, more time warping. Fortunately, our launch pad is almost finished, and that means we can simulate our rocket. That's a little bit Kerbal, don't you think? We need to actually reinforce our launch pad in order to simulate a larger rocket. But hey, we'll deal with it. Yes, the launch pad has been reconfigured. How's our technology doing? I think some technology is sneakily completed without telling me. Anyway, we'll do the simulations. We'll order the buster, and then we'll have a look at the technologies. Cool. We have a fully functioning launch pad. Isn't that something? I think it is. Cool. Let's grab the buster. Screw the big honker. The Buster even has less parts. I think this is a better rocket. Let's simulate it. Okay, a few questions we need answered. Will it actually go up? Is it steerable? And will it have enough delta V? Now if it gets in orbit, I am inclined to trust the delta V number, because this top thing will have enough. Now that said, in the 1.0 version that we have now, many things like ISP have been recalculated and rejiggered, so maybe my intuitions are off, but here we go. At least we're going up. That is definitely a good thing. There's the pillar of flame. Can we also steer it? Yes, we can sort of steer it. We can even throttle back a little bit. Oh, the solid boosters, they burn a lot faster now. Let's see. So far, so good. I hope this doesn't fall on the space center. They're disintegrating in flight. That's nice. This is not nice. Was that because I didn't pay attention, or was something horrendously designed? Let's try that again. If it is just because I need to pay more attention, then it's fine. If it is impossible to maintain course, then it's definitely not fine. Alright, thrust to full. No operational SAS modules, so let's not even try and use them. Barreling up with big flames. Alright. Without the SRBs, this only just barely crawled off the pad. I'll have you know that. So, also a good question is, what the hell do I do with the supplies? I switched to the other life support system. I ditched TAC, but I didn't find the supply parts anywhere. Oh god, I'm again not paying attention. No, this is too hard. We need to add some wings. And I'm gonna look for supplies. Let's see, they would be with utility. Particle collector, exospheric use. On the edge, no. And is this actually the one I put on the harvester? Maybe. Anyway, I want snacks. I also need this for the kiss. Didn't put that anywhere. Oh, I'm so mucking up with all the life support. Yes. I'm gonna say that they will require not more than one life support tank. I hope that's accurate. And oh yeah, the thing was also unflyable, so let's also try and fix that. Let's try the Elevon trick. And I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm actually gonna need to put a fairing around this top bit, but I don't have fairings that are large enough, so I can't do that for now. Or I could remove these stupid carbonite scanners, put them on the sides, and yeah, I'm gonna do that for now. Have more of this. Maybe this will be a different. These will be liable of burning off, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Simulate the vessel. It costs 300 Kerbal credits, which is something I can afford. Righty. Oh, here we go. We're going up. I think I ought to put a pilot in here, or maybe a scientist, because then we can do more science. But a pilot would give me SAS capability, which would be really nice. Alright, looking at the fire. Fire. The ascent is good so far. Lots of fire. But we are going up. I can't steer, but don't really need to steer. I can steer now with all the control surfaces. That's great. This thing is helping maybe. We're at 7 kilometers. I feel we can bring a scientist. We don't need the SAS capability. We need to pitch over a little bit more. And even though it appears very stable, which it sort of is, it's also very, very slow. I may want to bring some more engines. And now I'm falling over. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Come on. Wrench it back. The air is getting thinner. You don't care so much. Yes, this is a difficult ship, but a capable one. It is fail-safe, I think, I like to say, because it has control and doesn't flip over immediately, and there is some Delta V left in its tanks. It has landing legs. It can probably achieve some of the missions we've set it. Yes, this is much better than the big honker. Much better. Alright, then we're gonna build this. We're gonna build this and fly it to the moon. And let's do so let's see how far this first stage burns out. How far along the way to orbit we get. Because I have a feeling it's not going to be that far, and if it's not going to be that far, then we may actually have a problem, because I need to get to the moon with these 4 outer tanks intact. Because landing on just the 2, well, it would be possible, but it would be a little bit of a headache. Actually, it would be perfectly fine with just the 2. Anyway, this booster cluster is doing pretty well. I'm feeling confident. I'm definitely feeling confident. We're at 60 kilometers. We're nicely on our way to orbit. Just a few hundred meters per second more. This first cluster is just about to burn out, and the center one, which I underfueled a little bit because it has the gimbling engine, still has a little bit of buff in it. Actually, this isn't the worst. I'm going to not underfuel that next time and just grab a few more meters per second of Delta V. And then we can just leave that behind, and we have our lander craft. Yeah, cool, that works. Let's revert to the editor and build this ship. Did I think of everything? I did. Build it. Alright, what's happening? We have the technology which is going down, we have the buster which is being built, we have no planes which are being built, and we can upgrade our build capacity. Now let's finish the advanced construction one. And now that we were waiting for the bigger launch pad, we also unlock the bigger rocketry, which is everything is going sideways, but well, we'll profit from that the next time we'll be doing anything. Cool. All right. Hitchhiker storage container, barometric pressure and ladders. Low priority on that. Miniaturization, stack separator and docking port. Docking port is nice. It's by far the nicest of these options. So let's get the docking port and see about unlocking a higher tier of science building. That's 451 grand. We're gonna need some of that contract money. Let's, by the way, recover these crashed airplanes. They will give us a little bit of cash, which we now incidentally need. Alright, let's warp towards a completed buster. Yeah, and we're relegated to doing money missions again because we want more science, and for more science we want a bigger science building for which we need money. And then hopefully we're going to get that money sort of fast, because it would be a shame to spend any time, of course, not sciencing. Roll it out. That will take 3 whole days. And now we're going to fly this thing for real. And of course, because there's actually no difference between flying it for real and flying it in a simulation, I'm not going to show it again. Come on, warp to complete. Launch it with... Let's actually take Bob the scientist. Bob Kerman, scientist. Part of the magic crew He's now embarking on his very own special mission. I hope everything will go well. And let's there's no warp to daytime button from the pad, unfortunately. Insufficient power? Oh! Something exploded somewhere. Can I see what it was? Frobel was killed? No, not Frobel. The low altitude scoop exploded due to overheating? Oh shit. Oh no. The carbonite detector, the filter from the air, apparently overheated after it shut down due to not having power. Well, that's unfortunate. I think our silo thing also exploded because that was right next to it. Wait, is the silo still there? Is anything still there? Oh man, everything exploded. Yeah, same thing with the carry can. I'm not sure that's actually fine. Why would they overheat? Why would they not shut down? Oh man, this new heat system is hard. God! I was so happy that I had a plane, 1 unit of carbonite, and a silo, and a drill, and then they exploded. Okay, so the rule is, don't leave your drills and stuff unattended. Don't leave your... Frobel was an expert pilot as well. Damn it. Oh well, here we go with Bob. And so far the launch seems uneventful, so I'll see you in orbit just after where the simulation ended. In the meantime, I'll be banging my head on the desk for the death of Frobel. Alright, we're a little bit higher, not exactly where I promised we'd be, but in the meantime I'm running all the science. I did the materials bay, and because we now have a scientist on board, he can reset it. And I'm using the ScanSat radar altimetry thing. Low resolution altimeter scan. Yeah, this doesn't give us science points. Let's see, KA detection scan. None of that is happening. We're burning out on a... Our altitude is higher, but our speed is lower, so it's supposedly fine. Okay, let's switch to our lunar stage. And let's see if we can actually analyze the data. Oh, it's a low resolution scan. Can I... I'm not sure if this does anything. Ooh, we have supplies for a year and 37 days. That's a lot of supplies from one little canister. Cool. This is a nice and simple system. I like it. It's a bit easier than the other one, but most importantly, it's a nice and simple system. Now we have to watch, of course, this fuel tank. If that goes empty before we're at our destination, we want to ditch it. Also, we want to stop thrusting because we're very high already. We'll use the opportunity to have Bob go outside, perform an EVA. We did that a million times, of course. And we'll have Bob reset the science container thing, if he deigns to go close enough to touch it. Come on. Don't scrap the part, reset it. I'm not actually sure that needs to be on EVA. Maybe we could do it from inside. Restore. Experiment module is operational again. This is nice. Alright, we can do another experiment. Observe the materials bay. That's fascinating. Microgravity. We can send it home, or we can... Can we now recover it, keep it in the pod, and then restore the experiment? That would be somewhat nice. Let's see if that works. Yeah, what? Come on. Maybe I should have stabilized the ship before going outside. And I always try to make these episodes short, but it just doesn't happen. Collect the data. Remove the data. And restore. Cool. So we can recover it and restore it. We can recover all the materials we want from just one scientist and a experiment. Well, that's obvious value for the scientists right there. Still don't know what the scan set guys are doing. Can we scan for carbonite? Ideal. Yes, go scan. We have enough solar power to do this. We are scanning for ore as well, but that doesn't really work. Analyze the data. Start resource scan. Yes, analyze the data as well. Alright, well, we will proceed to our apoapsis for a circularization burn. Yes, warp to the apoapsis, of course. Can I turn the ship without engines? It's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be hard at all. I was still in time warp, that's the only problem. Alright, now we need about 700 meters per second. That's gonna be tough. I think I underestimated the amount of fuel that these engines nowadays eat. Boom. Thrusting on. Of course, now that we're this high, like 360 kilometers, our orbital speed won't be 2 kilometers per second, but still. This tank is about half depleted. We're drifting off course. I hope I can land with these 4. What's actually our mission on the moon? EVA report at the site. EVA report at 3 sites. So we're gonna land at a specified site. That's the mission. We're not gonna try. Well, we can maybe try a a crew report whilst taking off again. That's slightly easier. Alright, we are in a good orbit. Do we still have fuel in our outer tanks? A bit. Alright, let's go to the moon. Let's do this officially. Add a maneuver. How the hell are we not intersecting the moon? Because my maneuver is not wide enough. That's why. Alright, 46 kilometers. We can do that. Let's time warp to that node. And I'll cut out the video until we're close to the lunar surface, otherwise this is going to be too darn long. See you close to the moon. Alright, here we are, close to the moon and coming in for landing. Quick recap. Everything went horribly wrong, of course. Not really, but our fuel is running out and I didn't have the heart to separate it before landing. And then I arrived at the moon and our trajectory looked like this and our landing spots are there. So we are going to go for the simplest contract we have, and that is just to plant a flag on the moon. The good thing about this is even completable even if Bob doesn't make it back. And we can test all these nice new sensors as well. Look, we have the scan set here, and I think that the scanner of that satellite is fairly particular about when it wants to work and when it doesn't, because it really only works when you're at the ideal altitude. What else I did is take another materials-based sample, which is now safely stored in the pod. One thing that I don't want to forget is if we are going to crash, here look at that, we're getting a altimeter map. If we are going to crash, I want to transmit all that materials-based science before we die. Let's see. Ooh, we've got 4% average carbonite availability in the lunar crust. Analyze the radar data. Not sure what this does. This is actually nice. You can show the slope and your current altitude, which we will make use of. And it will tell you the highlands, that's the biome we are over. Let's take a materials bay. in space high over the moon, we already have this. So let's wait until we're in space low over the moon. Our current trajectory will take us to an altitude of about 14 kilometers. So there's absolutely no rush with anything. And at that point, of course, we will try to land, and that's about this point. So let us see. And you can see the bit that we scanned is growing narrower and narrower. Of course, because now that we're closer to the moon, it is less obvious what's going on. Okay, let's keep this data. And let's not quite grab it from EVA yet, because the next sample we can get is one from the surface anyway, upon which time we'll have plenty of opportunity to grab the data. Alright, retrograde, full power to the engines. Let's bring this thing down. Deploying the landing gears as a stroke of optimism. Fortunately, the moon is small and its gravity is weak, so hopefully we can land without too much fuss and, well, you know, not die horribly. Let's reduce the gimbal on this engine a bit so that we can control with some finesse. Now all our fuel is about gone. I think we will stick the landing, but then the big question becomes, will we be able to get home? And if the answer to that proves to be no, a horrifying thought just gripped my heart. We won't even be able to transmit all the data, because then our electricity will run out. That's quite horrible. Alright. We're gonna come down in a crater somewhere. And we made a first stroke of our map. At least I think that is radioed home. Alright, we have a fairly good thrust to weight, so I'm relatively comfortable doing some time warping on the way down. Let's reduce now to about 50-ish meters per second. No, we are not in any rush whatsoever. Let's get a crew report. We already have that, of course. We have been here a million times before. Are we coming down like right on the ridge? Yeah, we are. That's not good. Let's divert a little bit. That's a 6-degree slope. Can we do it? Can we do it with a 6-degree slope? 5 degrees. We are moving. I'm far too okay with these high slopes. But then the sun is shining in my eye and I don't really know how to get rid of it. Well, here we go. We're gonna go to the center a little bit more. I'm gonna unlock the gimbal completely, because I'm gonna need all that control authority I can get. Alright, we're going up again. The slope has not improved. It is now 12 degrees, and I want to go to that middle bit where it's like 0. And maybe I need to stop thrusting at full strength. And maybe 26 degrees wasn't actually that bad of a slope to begin with. Okay, we're gonna come down where we're gonna come down, right here. 7-degree slope. We'll deal with it, because we are actually using our last fuel tank, which is horrifyingly dangerous. We will make it down to the surface. There's no question about that. But then the next question becomes, well, that's actually not even a question. The next issue becomes, we are definitely gonna need a rescue mission for Bob. Definitely, like no question about it. The question becomes, do we even try to shoot him into a lunar orbit so that the rescue mission becomes just a smidgen easier? Or are we just gonna tell him, suck it up, you're a lunar base colonist now? I haven't decided yet. Altitude. Oh, we can see the actual altitude readout, of course. It's 100 meters. That's 10 seconds at 10 meters per second. It's 40 meters. 16. Oh, we're actually on the ground. Oh shit, full thrust. No. Up, turn up. Full thrust. I don't know what happened, I panicked. We were sort of doing alright, and then I panicked. Now, I think Bob will enjoy an enforced stay as a lunar colonist. There really isn't a way around that. It's gonna have to happen. As an upside, we did make it to the 0 slope area. Or 2 degrees, I count that as 0. Alright, so coming down nice and gently, having used just about all the fuel we have. Sound recognizable? Alright, Bob the scientist, you are there. Your life support will last forever, and you will need it, because apparently I can't build rockets anymore, and gauge fuel with any sort of accuracy doesn't quite work. Alright, space near the moon. We are going to... Are we going to transmit it? No, we're not going to transmit it. We are going to get more of this science. Actually, how much fuel do we have? 90 units for just an engine and a materials bay and some life support and a heat shield and a pod. I don't think we'll make it. Good try. No, we're gonna get him. We're gonna rescue him. He can always try if we don't want to rescue him later. I mean, trying is always still an option. Let's collect the data. Oh no, did I now just reset it without actually grabbing the data? Darn it. Okay, let's at least plant a flag. Come on, do the flag thing. Come get me. Love, Bob. EVA report. Cool, cool, cool. We can transfer the EVA report, that's for sure. And restore, yes. No. Alright, our experiment module is operational again. We have the EVA report, now we just need to get back in the pod. Come on, get back in the pod, board it. Yes. Alright, now we need a crew report. Midlands, we can transmit that. Cool. Oh shit, we don't have the power. Oh, we do have a solar panel, come on. Recharge it. That goes really slowly. Okay, review the stored data. And now we have to hope, of course, that we don't actually overheat like the other guys did. So we're gonna stop all the scanning. Stop the radar scan. Stop the scanning. Run analysis. Ooh, we've got 7.46% ore here. That's more than I'm used to. And Bob can go outside and grabs another EVA report. No, we already had that one. Alright, I think that's it. We did the contract for the flag. We've got some money for that. And now we're gonna have to grab a rescue mission for Bob. And good thing that we just completed heavy rocketry, because it's gonna be a heavy rocket that does the rescue mission. And at least it's a little bit exciting. Not quite enough money yet. So we need the visual surveys of the moon. Yeah, we need a big ass honker. Never again a honker. We need a big ship to conquer the moon once and for all. And we could possibly try and have it be carbonite fueled, or at least liquid fueled with a carbonite distiller. This is something I may try, but let's first look at what's going on. Tech, no airplanes. Can we do any techie stuff? Space exploration, more science is always good, but we won't be able to use it here. Miniaturization is actually in progress. Docking ports are nice. We could try a Apollo style mission where a mothership stays in orbit and a small lander gets Bob. I think that's not a bad idea. But we are getting that. And then we might want this as well. Let's just add it to the list. Yeah, we're gonna build a docking port styled rescue ship for Bob. Docking ports to the rescue. We will need a 2-person lander vehicle, a one-person moon lander vehicle, a 2-person re-entry landing vehicle, and this, I don't get this. Yeah, we have the heavy rocketry stuff. Do we have some good engines? The Skipper is a good engine. Yeah, this will be fine. Carbonite fueled engine. This is crazy. But with the carbonite we've mined so far, we will be able to power this for 2 milliseconds. That's not good enough. Does it look cool? It's smaller than I thought. Anyway, we'll do that next episode, rescuing Bob. For now, thanks for watching. If you really liked it, subscribe and share it with your friends or pay me money, whatever you want. Thanks, and see you later. I'm Lorenzo.